Right. Let's also hear it out from Vaidyanathan. It's been a very strong fourth quarter for IDFC First Bank. The net profit has jumped to 4, while the asset quality has remained strong. Let's hear it out then from the MD and CEO.
We feel NIM will stay strong for the bank because the operating model is strong. But the more important question, I think, is from the operating profit point of view. Now, if you see last year, our loan book grew by only 13%, but the operating profit actually grew by 44%. It reached 2,700 crores this quarter. Now, that tells us something about how the operating leverage is kicking in. Our own sense is that, this increase in operating profit that happened at 44% this year can be again compounded by another 44-45% next year, and again compounded by another 44-45% the year after that. That's how we think the numbers will play out on the way we have modeled the bank.
Let's talk about the retail banking operations and what explains this strong performance. Can you walk us through that, please?
We all know that how India is underserved on retail credit. Only a couple of days ago, I think there was an article from Civil which said that 50% of Indian adults are credit unserved, and another 20% are credit underserved, which means they have credit but don't have enough. So this story, not just for our bank, I think for every bank will continue. And at least in our case, we have a very, very strong proven capability for a long period of time, close to a decade. We see nothing changing in the front. For us, we are guiding for a 25% growth on the retail credit front comfortably next year, and the overall bank level growth probably around 20-22%.
Your growth on both sides of the balance sheet has been strong, and the key challenge when you grow at this pace is credit underwriting. Question is, how confident are you about credit underwriting holding up with this scale?
See, frankly, a 20% growth in the system on the credit front is not like too strong. It's strong, but it's not like out of the park, because we think of even large banks posting 20% growth on retail. So it's there. But more importantly, your question about credit underwriting, the standards in a bank are just never relaxed. For the upcoming year on the credit provision guidance, we are guiding for only 1.5% of the loan book. So that tells you how conscious we are about asset quality. To give you one number, our number of applications that come to us, we are approving anywhere between 40% to 60% of the applications, which means we're rejecting, depending on product segment, we're rejecting anywhere between 40 to 60% of the loans that are coming to us, applications. So it just tells you that how picky and choosy we are.
Right. Vaidya, when it comes to CASA, your savings account rate, extremely fluid. Where is it that you see these rates? And are you looking to stabilize them as well as your CASA stabilizing? Where would you see that as a percentage of your total deposits?
Now, let's take them one by one. On the savings account interest rate, really, last year we were just so liquid. And there was excess liquidity, and there's a big drag on the bank's profitability. So we had to slow down things. So we brought down interest rates on savings account, and also credit growth was only expected around 10-12%. This year we are expecting credit growth at a bank level, retail, wholesale, all put together, to grow by maybe around 20-22%. Now, corresponding to that, we will need liabilities. So basically, it was very need-driven, and we have shown earlier that we are able to raise substantial sums of money on retail liability, brand, product, and so on. And on the CASA front, really, we feel that we will sustain 50% going forward. We don't see any problem or risk to that.
Sure. But they can't help but ask, strong performance, but the stock price is still down 10% in the last month and 25% in the last 6 months. IDFC Limited, though, is up around 15% since mid of December. Would you say that that's largely because of the merger overhang and any visibility on the timing of the merger with IDFC? I mean, where is it stuck and when will it happen?
I know what you're referring to in the stock movement. that you're referring to the fact that when we are posting results, people are maybe going and buying limited stock, and that's the narrative. I understand the question. As far as we are concerned, eventually when values are discovered appropriately, I think that phenomenon will play itself out. But more importantly, as far as merger is concerned, we are very clear about that. We are quite happy to do the merger. We are, from our side, all decks are open. And as and when Limited is able to conclude their two JVs that they have to sell prior to the merger, moment I think that process that completes, then I think the rest of the process can fall in place. But those two items are.
All right, Mr. Vaidyanathan, I appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a break. We'll be back.